Hi and welcome. I'm Grandmaster Tom Bloom. Today we're working on stepping with center punches. If you're at this level, this means you're probably getting ready for your first kata, or your first Hyung. Gicho Hyung elbow, basic form number 1. And that consists of 20 moves. There are basic low blocks and stepping center punches. There's 20 moves to the form. 12 of those moves are stepping center punches. And those are all solar plexus level. We really want to master the center punch. If you haven't yet, make sure that you check out some of the previous videos. I did a real deep dive on stepping with stances, and you really want to master the stepping. I'm going to cover some of it right here, but we're adding a punch, so here we go. You want to start in a good front stance. Make sure you have a good front stance. As you're moving forward, you want to stay level. So when you step, you want your head to be level. You don't want to be raising up and down. The way you do this is you control the weight with your front leg. So if we're stepping forward, our front leg takes over the weight, you're stepping through a cat stance, and then you're locking out your next stance. This way, when you step forward or backward, you're going to step very level. You're not going to be raising up and down. Also, that little timing and that staying level will help you lock into your stance. So when you're stepping forward, you're stepping through it, and then lock. You're going right into that stance. You want to time that with your punches. We learned the basic center punches. The basic center punches, you're in a straddling stance or a horse stance, depending on your instructor. You have a focused punch, and we're punching. Okay, we're getting that reverse pull. What you don't see in center punches is there's a release. There's also a relaxation. Even though the form, this might look like it's very rigid and tight, there's a lot that just went on in there. In order to move, you have to be relaxed. If you tried to tense every muscle in your body and then move, you would be frozen. So even though you're taut, you're not like a limp, you're taut, you're not squeezing yourself where you can't move. So the move, you want to make it look strong, and you want to hold it taut, but then there's a release. There's a relaxation. You right here, you raise, you release like a whip, and then into it. When you're stepping with a center punch, there's a release, a timing. You're there, you release, wow, then you have your speed. When you're doing a center punch, there's a hidden move in it, and you really want to master this. We talked about this when we were doing the center punches, how we turned our shoulders and we came back to square. If I did basic center punches, and I did them the way we learn them in a horse stance or a straddle leg stance, my center punch would look like this. And everybody looking at it would go, yeah, that's pretty clean. That's clean karate. It's sharp. What it's lacking is that power. It's lacking that animal. It's lacking bringing the power from the ground up. Okay, I want you to take a different look at this one. Same move. I'm in a front stance. I have my center punch. I'm here. I'm here. Okay, the first one, I stayed level, everything was centered and good. I stepped, and I punched, okay. The second one, I came through my cat stance, I stayed low, I created torque in my leg. I also reached with my shoulders. Did you catch it? Instead of staying square right here and stepping and punching, what I did was, as I stepped, I kept that focus. I reached. I almost turned sideways. Then I came back to square. I reached, and then I came back to square. It's kind of a hidden move in your form. You're going to look different. You're going to have much more power. You're going to have better timing. You're using the power from the ground up. We're going to drill it just a little bit. If you don't have a lot of area, I'm just going to do this like stepping forward and stepping backwards on both sides. So you don't need a lot of area. Start in your front stance. Focus your punch. In your basic form, it's solar plexus level. You're not punching face level. Make sure that this isn't down the center line, but we're at solar plexus level. So from here, you're gonna step and reach and pull. Stepping backwards, draw back, keep this focus and centered. There's a little turn, you don't see it, but then back to square. Reach, square. Back, square. Reach, square. Back, square. 2 more. Reach, square. Back, square. Reach, square. Back, square. Switch sides, switch. Reach, square. Back, square. Reach, square. Back, square. Reach, square. Back, square. Last one. Reach, pull. Reach, pull. From the side. Up, reach, pull. From the side. Up, reach, pull. Down the center. Up, reach, pull. Reach, pull. Reach, pull. That's your basic center punch. You want to time it with your stance. So when you step forward, we're in a front stance, center punch position. Step, punch. Step, punch. Step, punch. One more thing. A lot of people avoid their front leg. So when you're stepping with center punch, I mean they avoid the muscle. When you're stepping with a center punch, what a lot of people will do is they don't want to really get deep, work that leg. So they'll come over it, or they'll drift out to the side, or they'll do a thing called a double step. A double step is they release this leg, and then they step. That means they're not torquing, they're not working with their leg properly. So when you are stepping with those center punches, make sure you're not drawing this foot back. Make sure you're in and you're bringing that forward and then into your punch. Another tip on the stepping with center punch, you don't want to drag your toes. When you're stepping, you don't want, if you're working through a cat stance, it's automatically taken care of. But you want to avoid the toes coming back like that. You want to get your hips underneath you so the ball of your foot is gliding. The ball of your foot is gliding across that floor. I just showed you the S step, so gliding across that floor. You want to keep a width, a shoulder width in your stance. The only difference is we don't, in Tang Soo Do, really exaggerate that S step. The reason why is we want our power coming forward. So you're in your front stance. When you step forward, don't drag your toes. You're gonna step in and back out, but you wanna keep your energy moving in. The way you do that is, let me do that again, pull my hand back to your hip. The way you do that is you work through the cat stance. So it's in, and that's your center punch. So those are some basic concepts on stepping with a center punch. We didn't do a lot of drills today. We're not doing drills. Today was about learning. And if you keep what you learned in mind today, when you're out there on the mat practicing, you're gonna get good. You're gonna get really good. You're gonna get good fast. And that's my goal, to help you. We're not getting great yet. That's a few months down the road. But right now, we're getting good. By the time you test for your first belt, you're gonna nail this stuff. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.